Alright, gearheads, time for another one of these driveway repairs. This is a Subaru 2004. It's got the venerable 2.5 in it, that horizontally opposed pancake engine. It's got V4. So, complaint is it's using water. Head gaskets are shot. They have a tendency to do that. Can we see down in there? Well, you can see where the head gasket gets tatered. Anyway, so we're going to look here. We're looking at all the fasteners, because we're going to have to start taking all this stuff off. There's going to be lots of nuts and bolts involved in this. We'll yank the radiator. We'll get all this stuff out of the way. Alright, gearheads, as we begin to attempt this shortcut video, I warn you, viewer beware. You should watch this whole thing first. And be ready for Murphy, because he will be there in those dark corners and nooks and crannies enforcing his law. So, prepare to curse. Now, you should take a look at the tools I'm using. I had to acquire additional tools, a telescoping mirror and a telescoping magnet, and the best light you can get. Just consider that a requirement. And just remember, guys, this video is just as much about what not to do. Like, for instance, there is a water pump down in there. Check it right away as soon as you get to it. Little tip. And guys, now's as good a time as any to think about that harmonic balancer, how you're going to get it off and how you're going to put it back on. So I had to turn that windshield washer bottle upside down in order to get these clips out. I managed to see how it works. You get the screwdriver in there and clip that out. And then I'm going to end up having to take the radiator out, because we'll have to do a lot of work on the front. And let's take, now I'm just trying to take off what I need here. This is where you want to pay attention if you want to shorten up this job. I'm only trying to take off what I need. And, you know, just to make this job as easy as possible. So we're going to keep looking around here, trying to figure out. Didn't think I'd need wire cutters, but down in here, if you can see this, there's a couple of major wire connectors here. A little bracket that, oops, looks like it swivels back like this. What's it doing? Pushing the, looks like it's pushing the wire connector out the back side here. I don't know what's, we got two of them here. I got to figure them both out. They both have their unique snaps in them. You know how that goes. To push down on that tab right there. Hey there, OG Crow, is that you? It looks like you. Hey, you got a new name now. It's called Raven. We're gonna call you Raven now, because obviously this is why I'm taking your picture right now, because I want to see. Yeah, sure enough, there's the mantle right there. Alright guys, so man, you got yourself a mother load there, don't you? Good going. Alright, well now I gotta get to eat, so I'll catch you later. Alright. It's the bolt down here at the bottom that you gotta dig for. Okay, that one right there. So that's the front bolt, and then these are the two top bolts here. Same way both sides. Took this and put the bolt back in, so this tensioner here slides out after I take the alternator bracket bolt loose. It's going to have to come out of there, slow rolling. I loosened that tensioner, I'm not sure how all that works yet. There are some shops that pull the engine entirely out of the car, and I am not going to do that. So the idea is going to be to do that under the... I'm going to have to get down underneath this. Not looking forward to it. I don't recommend this for old guys in their 60s. And if they are, they shouldn't have to be doing work like this. But I want to put that off for now. Now my idea is going to be that I want to not even remove this intake. I'm going to try to figure out a way to do this job without having to pull the intake out of the car. So right now I'm checking this out. I want to see what it's going to take to get this radiator out, because it really needs to be out of the way. So let's pull this long alternator bolt back out. Here. I'm going to take a look. I'm wondering if I can get this radiator out without having to take the fans off of it. It's just a matter of unplugging some things and what have you. So we're going to work on that. I guess there's a tube back here. I should probably, Egr tube, I'm probably going to want to squirt something on it. I'll find that. But my plan is to not unhook a lot of this stuff. I'm going to get this off of there. I'm going to get the front off. So that's why I really need to, there's a lot we have to do on the front of this engine. So that's why I want to get this radiator out of here. Okay. We will go to work on that. Got to get a couple hoses off, a couple more hoses off, I guess. Make a mess for sure. I know it's coming. Now for a commercial break. This long bolt was pretty close trying to get it out of there. It's hitting the fan right there. So I loosened this thing up, which is the tensioner for the alternator, and you can see the bolt there. I loosened that bolt up. Alternator's loose now. That's what enables you to get the long bolt out. It's getting that loose. And now this looks like this is going to come off of here, right? It's going to come off of there. And then we'll be able to get this whole thing out wherever it, however it goes. That's not as big as I thought it was. So that comes off. And all the rest of this is going to have to come off here. See another tensioner bolt right down there. Looks like that's like power steering or something. So I see what looks like a bracket down underneath there that we'll get after. Might be holding a lot of this together here. So I've not unconnected any of this stuff here. I shouldn't need to. No fuel lines, no injectors have been taken out yet, because my objective is to just get everything loose and lift this thing up out of the way and hopefully get in there. You know, lift the whole entire intake, everything intact, lift it up enough to get in there and get those heads off. We shall see. Alright, here's the thing I took off the back of the air conditioning pump. It's a little bracket, short screw, long screw. I'm just going to set it down here. I don't know. Looks like I broke something. Trying to loosen this. The tension on the air conditioning, whatever. I'll stick it down in there. Gonna struggle with this some more. So we got to take all these long bolts out of the air conditioning unit here. It's 12s. I was hoping I could do this the easy way. There's a big old bracket here I think I'm going to need to take out. Wow, guess what? Broke it loose. There's the bolt. All right, let's try to get these plug wires out of here. All right, that's kind of how that works. They don't always come out that easy. I've had them out before. So I'm going to take this one off here. Alright, so let's get some light on this. I see by now I'm going to have to take off 2 bolts. Okay. Holding this breather on here. I see another tie strap down in here. So looks like I'm going to have to cut another one loose. There's a hose right here I got to get off. That one. And see if we can get the valve cover freed off to come off of there. Alrighty then, we're going in. We're going to have to get this part over with. So I've got her jacked up. Let's take a look under here. Got the requisite cardboard down on this. It's a very cramped quarters in this trailer that I'm working in. Let's look at what we got. That's the point where I put my jack stands right there. And this is the point here where I use the jack to jack it up. So we got the stands in, got the cardboard down. It's going to be time to start taking this big thing off of here. However many bolts are holding it on, it doesn't look the greatest. Looks pretty tatered around the edges, which I guess one would expect. It looks like there's 2 bolts right there. They'll have to come out in the middle. There should be one on the side, maybe that's intact over there, at any rate. And we'll get this gnarly thing off of here and see what we have. But there we go. We dropped her down. It's held on by these little gnarly bolts here. The little steps on them, front and rear. And on the sides, these little plastic clips. You got to pry down with a screwdriver or a tool. So we'll yank this thing out of here and look at what we have. That looks a little tatered right there. Right up in there, but next to the exhaust. That's where I would expect the problems to be. I expected it to be worse. Looks like there was a little bit of oil leak on the valve cover right there, possibly. But oil was not the problem with this thing. It didn't use much oil at all. So, that's what we see so far. Here's what we got to do. Hope we can get these bolts knocked loose. Take a look here. Alright, so we take a look. 3 bolts. These are the motor mounts right there. We'll loosen them, evidently. Yeah, so we'll drop this exhaust, loosen those. Oh, what the hell else? Oh, we got this mess to deal with right in here. Radiator stuff. We'll get all that gnarly stuff out of there and get this radiator out, because we're going to have to jump on the front of this pronto allegro. Yeah, I don't advise this for old guys getting underneath the Subarus. Off comes this. There you have it. See right, where are we at? Right here. Right there, I took that little bolt out. So, 3 the same size bolts, that little guy. I needed to get this back bolt out. Bolts are in kind of tight, but you can get them. Alright, what's next on this bad boy? Do we have to take this off or not? Not sure yet. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and line this up. I've got my 7/8 socket on here. So we're just going to get that red mark lined up with that slot right there above. Is that about it? That's about it right there, for better or for worse. That's what we're going to put in there. So we'll take this 7/8 off. So now well, later, the next job is to get that off of there. So I can imagine it's torqued on pretty good. You can see right here that there's a big old air conditioning condenser. No room in here to get my impact, so I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to get that bolt off of there. This mess down here is what's left of the radiator. Just a matter of pulling those hoses off and working at them. Alright guys, here is what I'm going to attempt. If you can see this, I've got a couple bolts shoved in that balancer. I've got the breaker bar on there, and I'm using whatever's handy for leverage, which happens to be my old torque wrench. So we're going to try to use some reverse leverage on this to see if we can break that thing loose. I guess it's in well over 100 foot-pounds, so I don't know, but we're going to find out. Oh man! Whew. Oh boy! It's not working. Lots of leverage now, boys. What was that? Oh! What was that? Oh! That wasn't a bolt. That was my back. Oh! 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 No, just kidding, but it could be. Oh, man. That is outrageous, man. Well, I'm guessing that didn't work. Yeah. Oh, tell you, that does get to the back. I gotta shut this thing off. Yeah, well, I tried another technique where I use the belt in here to apply leverage, and ended up doing that. Ruined that belt. This is one of those deals. This is in here way over 100 pounds of torque holding this on. All mechanics that have been alive have had to deal with this bullshit. So many times in my life I've had to deal with this, especially with wheel lugs. Oh my God. So I mean, I'm using all of this leverage that I can here, pushing as hard as I can, and can't get it loose. So looks like I've reached an impasse. I've jammed up my goddamn other pulley here. I got a bolt stuck in it. I don't know how I'm going to get that out of there. Probably ruined that too. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Okay, let's shut her down. Many days later. Alright, here we go. Our new harmonic balancer remover has arrived. It's right there. So, there are a number of ways that are used to remove this harmonic balancer. One of them I've been reminded of is by using the starter. Now, I had taken too many parts off of this, so it was a bit late for that, but had I known earlier, I would have probably tried it, even though it is the most riskiest method. So, now, this thing is torqued on exceptionally hard. So, Let's get ready, Chucky. Cross your fingers. Hope this one works. Oh, my back, my back. Oh, no. Oh, that might not have been my back. That might have been something else. Could that have been? Could it have been? Get maximum leverage on this now. Ow! Oh, my shoulder. Oh, jeez. About pulled it out of joint. God, I hope that's what I think it was. Oh, yes. Just like that, it's loose. After days of waiting, and I don't know, what was it, 30 bucks for this tool? But, whatever. It worked. There we go. We got some more to do now. Okay, here we go. Next try. This is all I could find at the local hardware store. So, they didn't have half-inch drive, 12 point, 14, which is what we need here for these heads. Wow, how am I going to get this apart? Jeez. We'll get it. Wow, I can't believe that won't come out of there. You've got to be kidding me. What the hell? It's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I can't get the socket off the plastic. Come on now, we're wasting film. What kind of craziness is this? Oh, there we go. Finally. Sheesh, that's a nutty thing. Alright, so I got my brand new torque wrench at the post office today, but I'm going to go back to the old beam wrench, one I've had for 40-50 years. One thing you can do with this is check breakaway torque, which I like to do. Also, it will break away. Man! Oh, God! Holy moly! And that was the bolt and not the socket. We'll keep this up. So I'm trying to wrestle this head up out of here. God damn, these big ass long head bolts hang up on everything, including the damn head gasket. It was hung up on something else. Every fucking thing I can't even see. Oh, it's killing my back. Can't get that head out of there to save my ass. Tip, get all the head bolts out of this that you can before you try to get it out of the car. Because I'm all hung up now. I just really did not remove enough stuff out of the way. Alrighty then, now we have determined that we screwed up, that we should have untorqued that cam sprocket earlier when we had the belt on. We're going to try this method. Takes a 17 half-inch drive down on there. Let's see. Oh fuck, that thing turns easily. Oh damn, this ain't gonna be good. Yeah, I don't know. I doubt that. I would be amazed if that worked. I would be absolutely amazed if that worked. Did not work. Okay. So don't do this, guys. Get that cam sprocket bolt untorqued before you take the belt off. Alright. Think some more. Okay, fellas and guys, this Egr tube in the back has to come completely out of the car. Take it out right in the beginning, okay? Now I've jacked this intake is further up in the air to give me more room to try to get this out. I had to really wrestle the last two long bolts that are hanging up on the block, but if you really work it, you can get them out of there. So the bolts are free from all of their holes. Head gasket is still up next to the head, good place for it. And I'm hoping I have enough room now to lift this out of here with all these. There's still 5 head bolts hanging in this thing. Can't get them out. So yeah, this part took a long damn time. Alright guys, there's a heater water tube right down here next to the head. I take this off. It's a bitch to get off. Get it out of the way. There's 2 brackets. Okay? 2 brackets. One, and there's one back there. Get them loose so you can move this sucker. Then I think we will get that out of there. Can you lend me a hand here? I need a hand. If you could just reach through that camera and lend me a hand right now. Mainly what I'm dealing with now is head bolts hung up here, there, and everywhere. I got a head bolt up front here. It's not being good to me. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh. Oh. All right, here we go now, guys. Driver's side cylinder head on the bench. Here's the head gasket. Alright, what I'm looking at is on the exhaust side here. I see all of this right in here. So I suspect this is where it would come from. I look for something going on in here that's allowing it to pass through. Is that happening? That's tatered all around that area. And I look at the cylinder seal. I see how it's like worn off around here, around there, around and through here. Could that be compression going across from there to there? Maybe shooting it out there. Coming in, getting burned in the cylinder as well. Does that look orange? Those exhaust valves, they have a kind of an orange look to them. The spark plugs, not a lot. So there's that. Let's look at this side. Looking at how the head is all blown away clear across from there to there, all the way, all around through there. Could it be going outside anywhere here? Could it all have been going from here and then they're burning it rather than leaking? I'm not sure because I never found leaks on the outside. But I sure heard steam and shit like that occasionally. I don't know. So could it be breached right through here? So anywhere else it looks good. Here, there, kind of tatered up in there. But see, there's a good seal all across or the edge of the cylinder here, across the top side. So it seems around here. So what do you think, experts? This is your time to chime in. What would be your analysis on this? There's your valves. So I'm just sitting here wondering. Hey, if you got a tip, leave a comment, even if you are a hater. So, it's off. It's Friday night, and I can use a drink after this. Oh my God, yes.